we are going to talk to the point that Steve mentioned, that this is an opportunity to grow, and it's a way to look at things in a different way. And Jason Leninger is going to be joining us and talking to us about why he's optimistic about Billings. He is with Hub Real Estate Company. And Jason, jump on here and talk to us about what's happened for you this year and what you're thinking going forward.
Sure. So first and foremost, I'm very humbled to be a part of the caliber on this panel here. And I hope this doesn't come off as naively optimistic, but that is just who I am as a person. I think Billings is well versed in kind of the problems that we faced from a housing standpoint. This year in 2020, surprising to all of us, we've outsurpassed all of our previous records as far as home sales. Which I don't think that any of us suspected at the beginning of 2020, but it's kind of flipped everything on its head. Right now, we are facing a pretty severe shortage of inventory. I think that COVID has put some sort of implications on that kind of facet of our industry, because people don't want to be walking around other people's homes with COVID, and understandably so. But I think from a community standpoint, I think I've got a very positive outlook. We're well diversified in the sense of industries. The cities that are really focused on one or two industries might take a big hit, but we have many legs of a chair, so to speak, to stand on. So we're very well balanced in that aspect. I also think that Billings isn't as intimidating as a lot of other cities. We are a small town feel, but we've got that big town attitude, which I really love, because that kind of props up our commonality of values, so to speak. So we are still big enough to support each other. But we still have that thoughtfulness of the small town feel, which I really appreciate and give credit to the city of Billings with. But I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful. I think 2021, from a housing perspective, is going to be equally as fruitful for a lot of homeowners. We have a lot of pent-up demand, and I've got a very positive outlook from the housing aspect.
Jason, excellent. Thank you so much for telling us that. We're going to let you go ahead and go off camera, and we're going to move on to our next positive little message here. And this is from Jessica Hannassen with Hannassen Homes. So Jessica, please jump on and tell us your story. You are a new business owner right here in the middle of a pandemic, and we want to know what that's like and how you're staying successful.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. A lot like Jason had mentioned, I don't want to come off like too optimistic either, because I come on here and I listen to this, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like, I think for, especially in real estate, I'm kind of affiliated to real estate in many ways. I work with either people that own a home and remodel it, or building a home. Just about anything home related, we're usually involved with in some manner. And so I guess we're not even a year in, we're almost there as of January 1. So I think starting the beginning of the year, it was guns blazing, and then the pandemic hit, and it was kind of like, oh, wow, I've worked really hard to get to this point. Nothing's going to stop me from having it take away from me. So I think in sheer panic and just determination, what we did is we ended up adding a full retail store to our already. So what we specialize in is in cabinetry and countertops. And then we brought on a full interior design firm, but then we also threw in retail into the mix, which obviously as the pandemic progressed, we shut down all those things. Certain businesses, facets of our business was deemed essential. So we still had to do some things with that, but retail was not one of them. So we pivoted and we upped our website, social media, and then we made a full e-commerce website for our Shopify account. And that was mostly retail because I had a whole warehouse of furniture, accessories, everything just sitting there, thousands of dollars. And so I still wanted to try and get it out, cash flow, all those things. And so in doing that, it made us do something we probably would have put off for the long term. And it just made us be successful on the retail side when we didn't think it would be. And then one thing that I think has been crucial is just the support of the community. I think that they ultimately want us to be successful. And I think too, just having that support, and Jason kind of said the small town feel. I am from a small town. I come from Glendive, Montana, and that little community has also just fully catapulted me and supported me too. So I think it's a conglomerate of just Montana across from the eastern side to the western side has supported us. And I think what also has ultimately made us really successful is the fact that home has never been so sacred as it is now. People are home more often, and just the value that they're putting to what their home means to them, and creating a place in an environment where they can kind of control outcomes has just been a lot more prevalent than maybe in the past, and just having it be something that reflects who they want it to reflect, which is them. And so, I mean, I came into the year in March fearful, and it was like nothing I've ever experienced. I mean, I increased my staff. I can't fit any more people in my building. We are absolutely swamped, and I'm so thankful. And it's just been, it's funny because I come off very optimistic, and that not even just optimistic, but more so thankful, because it was bountiful, and it was all these things that I think a business owner hopes it to be, especially in their first year. And I think one thing that you guys touched on in the last segment was just being kind. And I think when you're kind and when you're working with people and you give people grace, I mean, we have seminars on how to talk with people during the pandemic, because people it's different. And so I think that just being kind and giving people grace and working hard and doing what you feel like is your very best has been the key to our success this year.
That is absolutely beautiful. Thank you for talking us through that. There were a number of things that you said that were so very important. One, you realize that the community wants you to be successful. Mm-hmm. And we absolutely do. Your success gives us a point of hope to look at. Yeah. And mm-hmm. So both you and Jason and other people who are experiencing that, we do want you to be successful. That's what all of this is about. Mm-hmm. And home is absolutely more important than ever before right now. Yeah. People are so focused on that. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.